Hi, this is Laura Tucker with TroubledHollywood.com, and these are the entertainment headlines that are grabbing my attention today. Rose McGowan has commented on her ex-manager's suicide. Oof. I understand why she had to do it, and I understand why she did do it, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter what she says. She still shouldn't be blamed for that. She wasn't. It's all a big mess, and it goes back to Harvey Weinstein. I think we have to keep our attention on that and make sure it goes back to his wrongs instead of starting to feather out and blame all these other people. Marlon Brando's son, Miko, is denying that his dad hooked up with Richard Pryor, and he's the second one. First, it was Richard Pryor's daughter, Rain, who was saying they didn't hook up. Now it's Marlon Brando's son saying they didn't hook up. But Richard's ex-wife said they did, or widow says that they did. It doesn't matter. I don't think anybody's thinking anything wrongly of either man, if they did or if they didn't. I don't understand the big push to deny it. Gigi Hadid is saying, I will not further explain the way my body looks, and she shouldn't need to. She was a little bit rounder when she first started modeling, and now she's a little thinner, and people are giving her a hard time about it, but she had Hashimoto's, or has Hashimoto's disease, which is affecting her. I don't really know a lot about it, but it's somehow affecting the way she's eating and appearing. So you really shouldn't call her out on it. That's calling anybody out for their size is never good unless you really know why they're doing it. NBC Sports had to apologize to the Koreans for a comment that they made about the history lesson between Korea and Japan. Again, this is something that maybe shouldn't have been said. They were given a history lesson, which is good, but then the analyst got into a little bit of commentary, and his commentary, I guess, had some misfacts in it, and it upset a lot of people. That's something you have to be really careful about if you're commenting on other countries' politics and their history. You need to be sure you have your facts correct, and maybe shouldn't allude to why you think something happened or didn't happen. It's way too sensitive. The stunt coordinator for Kill Bill says they weren't consulted before Uma Thurman's crash. This is a big lesson to actors. Maybe you should just go into something just because the director says to. Quentin Tarantino told Uma to, so she went ahead with it, but now the stunt coordinator is saying they weren't consulted. Had they been consulted, they would have said, no, get a professional driver in there and make sure the car is safe. It wasn't done, Uma got hurt. There's a lesson in there somewhere. Omarosa temporarily left Celebrity Big Brother because of an asthma attack. She was in a competition, she lost, she left. It just wasn't clear that why she left, she just took off. She had a hard time breathing, which if you watched her, you could say, hey, I think maybe something's wrong, because she looked like she grabbed her inhaler and walked out. But she could have said something more, because it just didn't paint her in a good light when much of what she does doesn't paint her in a good light. It just left too many questions, and they were sitting there wondering in the house where she was for a while. But then that goes back to CBS. They should have told them where she was, that she was in the hospital getting a nebulizer treatment, which is necessary. Kim Cattrall and Sarah Jessica Parker are engaging in an exchange of words, and on Kim Cattrall's part, it's a little angry. Sarah Jessica Parker, it's not angry, but they're going back and forth. Kim Cattrall's saying, you're not my friend. Sarah is giving her condolences for her brother dying, and Kim Cattrall's like, you're not my friend, blah, blah, blah. There's something over why there is not going to be a third Sex and the City movie. Kim Cattrall just doesn't want to do it, but it's a mess. But we don't want to see them angry with each other. This is Sex and the City. These were friends, and these were women that we were like aligning ourselves and thinking, oh, they could be my friends. So we don't want to see them angry with each other. But I don't know at this point if there's anything they can do to fix it. It doesn't seem like it, not on Kim Cattrall's part. Roman Polanski's rape victim is speaking out against her rape being used to attack Tarantino. She doesn't want it used in that way, and I get it. She's upset that people are talking about it. I get it, but it needed to be said. I'm sorry, what he said was wrong. What he said was wrong, that she asked for it. And for her to be excusing it in some way at this point, saying she doesn't, it's like she's been the victim. It's like it's re-victimizing her, so I get it. But it needs to be said. People need to know that he's capable of saying such a thing. Really. O.J. Simpson has his first acting role since the murders and his jail time. He's getting a role in a Sacha Baron Cohen film. Is his name Sacha? I can't think of his correct name at the moment. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't sound right. But anyways, he's gotten his first film role, but quite frankly, I understand putting somebody like that in a movie. You're thinking maybe they're thinking that they're gonna get some publicity or something, and the film would do better. But I don't want to see him in a movie. Don't want to see O.J. Simpson. I don't want to see him anywhere. I don't want to see him in my neighborhood. I don't want to see him in a movie. I don't want to see him in a Hertz commercial. Is that the one he did? Yeah, it was the one he did. I don't want to see him. Period. So, I don't know. I won't be seeing that movie. Scott Baio is denying that he's harassing Nicole Eggert with phone calls. Really, Mr. Angry. It's not too hard to believe. If it didn't happen, then good on him for calling her out. But if he is doing it, come on. At this point, it's hard to believe anything that he said, and he's just so angry all the time, and has been since he stood up to support Donald Trump for the very first time. Scott Baio has just become Mr. Angry Man, and it's not too hard to believe that he would be victimizing her yet again by sending her phone calls, because it's making him look really, really bad.